Up Saturday morning, we have got some cold weather alerts, and yes, this does include Jacksonville, Florida, the southern part of Georgia, and goes right along the Gulf Coast, even to Mobile, New Orleans, and even into Texas. So that's something to just keep in mind. Saturday morning temperatures in the 20s and 30s, and we are even going to see Tampa getting down into the 50s. Miami is not really feeling the chill just yet, but we are going to watch that system. Now, we mentioned that one system up near the Great Lakes. That's going to be at one of our next snow events. That's going to be bringing some lake effect snow to parts of the Ohio Valley, Pennsylvania, Erie, up to Buffalo, New York. And then as we get into Monday, we will see that spread out across Cleveland, all the way into South Bend, Indiana. We will see things stay quiet and dry across the west, and down into the southeast, things will also dry up pretty quickly as well. Saturday's highs 63 in Orlando, 76 in Miami. And you can see that cold air starting to dip down. Now, we will talk more about that winter blast in the south, how long it's going to stick around.
Welcome back here to Weather Nation, where we have winter alerts that are in effect yet again for lake effect snow. And some cooler temperatures sliding back into the upper Midwest. A series of cold fronts coming through, and each one will do its part in reinforcing that cold air in place. But also, as that cold air crosses the Great Lakes, it does lead to lake effect snow that we do have there. Big dip in the jet stream across the eastern half of the country will consistently keep us on the cool side, as it essentially opened up the floodgates of that Arctic cold air from the north as it drains down to the south. And that's what's taking place here into the upper Midwest region as we speak. And as this pattern remains in place, it's the storm track. We'll have those storm systems passing through quite frequently over the next few days. And with those cold fronts and that air crossing the Great Lakes, that lake effect snow will be ramping up, kind of like what we've seen earlier this week in Hancock, Michigan. This will be the same story moving ahead over the next few days, where there are several instances of lake effect snow. Here is the beginning of it. Saturday morning, chilly too. Temperatures into the teens and single digits to the north. Not as cold as what we have seen this time of year, but much colder compared to recent days. 24 degrees in Milwaukee. There's a next reinforcement of cold air there as that cold front drains down to the south. That will bring some cooler temperatures with it, and this disturbance also means some more snow into areas like Michigan early Saturday. By the afternoon, though, lake effect snow briefly takes place before our next quick moving system slides through. We talked about that storm track here in the upper Midwest. And there it is, second storm just within 24 hours to slide through the Great Lakes region. This one contains a stronger cold front that will be sliding through, and that will bring another round of some chilly temperatures in place here for Sunday into Monday. Not too totally noticeable, though, but still resulting in high temperatures into the teens and 20s across much of this region. So by Saturday afternoon, if you're watching us from Minneapolis, you're struggling through 20 degrees, maxing out near 23. Bemidji out toward Duluth, Rhinelander, temperatures into the teens. That's about it. Factor in a light breeze out of the north, and the feels like temperature will be near 10 degrees or even into the single digits for you folks there. And then across Michigan itself, where you have a bit more clouds, temperatures a bit more stationary and steady through the day into the mid-20s, lower 30s. That cold front, though, dives in from the north, doesn't make it too far down to the south. It's going to take this system to do that job, as it has another stronger cold front behind it. Ahead of it, though, down across southern Wisconsin, southern parts of Minnesota, you'll experience a brief warm-up before that temperatures drop again next week. And there it is. You can see the warm-up there, 40s and 50s across southwestern Iowa. Minneapolis back up to freezing. Green Bay into the upper 20s. Sault Ste. Marie, on the other hand, across parts of the UP, lower 20s for high temperatures. This one dives down to the south. This will result in a quick inch or two of snow. And then notice this, these bands of snow coming downwind of Lake Superior, Lake Michigan, Lake Huron, you name it. This is going to be the case again across many regions where this event may be one of the more significant lake effect snow events we've seen at least recently across the upper Midwest region. That could lead to several inches, if not well over a foot of snow, if those solid bands of lake effect snow develop and set up shop. That's what we could be seeing there across parts of Michigan. Monday, temperatures into the 20s to the north, Duluth, Bemidji, mid-20s for you folks, 30s for Minneapolis down to the south, and as you get closer to I-80 into Iowa, that's areas out toward Des Moines, even to Davenport, temperatures will be into the 40s there for daytime highs. But there it is on Tuesday. This is what's going to cause that more significant lake effect snow, is that next cold front, that one that dives quickly down to the south. We have a quick coating of snow there with the low pressure system, but behind it, temperatures into the teens, single digits to the north near the Arrowhead for high temperatures. That cold air crossing the Great Lakes will trigger lake effect snow on Tuesday. It will be a chilly and blustery day, brutal for those with outdoor plans, so you do want to bundle up out there on Tuesday. Between now and Tuesday, some areas may receive well in excess of 6 to 12 inches of snow, especially the lake effect snow bands that set up may result in some more of that, especially by Monday night going through parts of Tuesday, where the lake effect snow likely to be a bit more significant. That forecast for Minneapolis, look at this. Monday, that front slides through. You drop your temperatures into the teens on Tuesday. It will feel colder as there will be a bit breezy behind it. And you stay at or below freezing for most of this week. That's close to your average high here in Minneapolis. You average about 29 degrees this time of year. Milwaukee, there it is again. More snow showers in your forecast. Saturday, dry on Sunday before more snow from Monday, and a few more snow showers dot the region by Wednesday into Thursday.
Winter weather takes hold in the deep south as a rare snowstorm drops several inches.
Snow comes down, people are running outside, they're playing in it, building snowmen about that big because it's just so exciting.
Now the snow machine pushes to the northeast. We'll have the latest on the timing. Destructive California wildfires continue to burn the areas that have critical fire weather this weekend. And dry conditions continue in the west while lake effect snow starts in the Great Lakes region. We'll have your coast-to-coast forecast on Weather Nation now. Welcome in the Weather Nation. Meredith and Steve here with you. Lots of stats coming out from Friday's snow, and the one that we have heard of, Mobile, Alabama, earliest measurable snow since records began in 1842.
And we're talking to some very snowy places. Denver, for example, we have seen so much more snow across the south and the southeast than Denver has seen in the entire month of November.
Another stat, Denver about 3 inches on the season, and you have Corpus Christi, Texas at 7 now for the season.
Well, we have some really good video to show you because some kids, this was the snow of the season or maybe for their life depending on how old they are. Check this video out. This is also from Friday, and this is in Alabama. Look at these guys all excited riding around and a little sleigh there. Oh, that looks like so much fun. Wish I could have joined you on that adventure. And then in Marietta, Georgia, check out this awesome tanker just sitting on the tarp ready to go, and thanks to Lockheed Martin for sending sending that in. Just another really great photo to capture all the snow. Hattiesburg, Mississippi, another area looking like a winter wonderland on Friday. And as far as some of those southeast snow reports, we saw anywhere from 6 to up to more than 10 inches of snow in some parts of Alabama. Georgia, Clayton almost at 6 inches there, but we're not done with this storm system just yet, as we do continue to have those winter storm warnings and winter weather advisories in place. Those continue as we get into Saturday. Now, for the forecast, we'll go through this really quick. That is going to taper off, and you're going to see a lot of drying out behind it. So that snow that's on the ground not going to last that long, and even as we get into Saturday morning, you can see that moves out, and then our focus goes on the northeast. But we did have some field crews out there, and we checked in with meteorologist Logan Poole from Friday on what he was seeing.
Wow, what an active start as we head into the weekend, beginning on Thursday night when the snow began to change over in southern Mississippi. Just an incredible sight to behold. And then through Friday morning and even into the evening hours across portions of southern Mississippi and into Alabama, just tremendous snowfall, accumulations over 6 inches, over half a foot in some places. And now as we head into the overnight period, of course, coming into Saturday morning, temperatures falling into the mid-20s, going to be a real problem as some of that slushy snow begins to refreeze. Going to have icing on some of those overpasses in particular, some of those untraveled roads, and you got to be careful out there as we head into Saturday morning. We're going to continue to be here in southern Mississippi. We've got correspondents as well in Alabama, and of course, as time goes on, hopefully the storm moves off to our east and conditions can begin to improve here.
All right, thank you, Logan, for that. Yeah, definitely an amen to what he said there about allow some extra travel on Saturday. Don't go out if you don't have to. If it's necessary, we understand. Allow more time. Check the road conditions because, again, really the first winter event for a lot of areas this season. Always the first one. You have to kind of get back into the rhythm. These go all the way up to Maine. Notice the Cape. This is an area that's not really going to get a lot. Cape, Nantucket, Martha's Vineyard. It's going to be mostly rain or light snow. Otherwise, it's mostly here. Rain, snow mix, if not some snow. Now, we're going to have it eastern Tennessee, far eastern Tennessee on Saturday morning, parts of West Virginia, as you get into places like northern Virginia, northern North Carolina, into Maryland, Delaware, really through much of your Saturday, and then clearing on Saturday night here. Snowfall totals could reach 4 to 8 inches. Wouldn't be surprised if there's that localized double-digit amount, up to 10 inches in some spots, right in that corridor of some of the purples right there. As we make our way into New England and the northeast, is an area that's a little more accustomed to it, but it's still the first of the season here for you. And Saturday, conditions deteriorate in terms of travel, road conditions, and so forth. Sticking to the grassy surfaces first, then the roadway, but we are looking at that tapering off by Sunday morning. Sunday turning much colder as well. And those snowfall totals, a pretty solid 3 to 6 inches, but they're going to be isolated amounts of more than 6 inches where those bands set up. We are going to continue to follow the snow story, but also the wildfire story across the western United States. We have some new figures on the size and containment of these fires, and also the hour-by-hour forecast of when conditions may let up a little bit. Hey, so glad you're joining us here for our happy weekend across the country. I'm meteorologist Steve Glazier, and we are taking you across the country throughout the weekend, and we're just taking a little pit stop for the moment in the central United States, an area that's going to be widely ranging from cold, snowy weather in parts of the region, winter storm warning for parts of our area, to 60-degree weather. So it is quite the difference as we look at the east-west orientation of the central U.S. here as we go through the next couple of days. I want to let you know for our Saturday ahead, we are going to have some slick roads, some snowy weather, some difficult travel here and there. Across South Bend, Indiana, these pink areas indicate a winter storm warning that remains in effect through much of Saturday as cold air continues to pour in here. Another shot of cold air, as a matter of fact, we have a few more to go through here because of the dip in the jet stream and these disturbances that are riding along it. So for the most part, the pattern is going to stay the same through the weekend, through this upcoming week as well.
where you have that plunge to the south in the jet stream, allowing for the colder Canadian air to pour in. And along that, a couple of disturbances will continue to move through, and the first one comes in on Saturday. So by the time we wake up on Saturday morning, that cold air coming across teens and 20s, about 18 to 28 our range in low temperatures for Saturday morning. Out the door on Saturday, it is going to be busiest across parts of Indiana, Illinois, maybe parts of Illinois, and more so into Ohio. So we may have just a brief couple of snow showers in Chicago. It looks to be to the east of you as you get into the South Bend area. That's why we have the alerts there. So this is, again, right around a wake-up time getting going. Watch out for the possibility of some slick roadways there. That's that simulated band of snow, and it's going to be very localized, but very heavy, reduced visibilities, heavy snowfall rates, and so forth. And then by the late afternoon and into the overnight hours, that snow starts to develop and crank up a little bit on the south side here of Lake Erie, Lake Ontario, the rest of the Great Lakes, really. And again, this is going to give us some snow that fills in for the great state of Ohio as we go through the evening and overnight hours. By Sunday morning, a lot of that clears. A few lingering clouds, and I know I've been standing in front of Missouri and Kansas, but you're going to be mainly clear, mainly quiet here across our Saturday. Across the board, highs will be into the low 30s to low 40s to the east, 30s extending all the way to Kansas City and Springfield before a sharp difference starts to come in with 50s observed across central western Kansas. As we look at Sunday, we'll still have some clouds pouring over those those warmer open waters compared to the temperature of the air coming over. And that will result in a few clouds, maybe a snow shower far northeastern Ohio. Otherwise, the lake effect bands that were coming right off here into South Bend, for instance, those disappear for Sunday. So Saturday is our slick day there. On Sunday night, here comes our next disturbance. It's going to be floating through here by Monday, just to make sure we know it's mid-December. Temperatures will be about 19 to 21 here across the eastern areas, Tennessee into the 20s. So those freezing temperatures at night to continue. Sunday afternoon, still brisk day across our northeast sections, 30 to 35, but warmer parts of western central Illinois, certainly into Missouri and Kansas, and we'll even squeak out 65 to wrap up the weekend to the west. Now, here comes the next disturbance. This one's going to be a little bit different than the one that we have on Saturday. Well, the fact that it's coming in on Monday, of course, but the snow band is a little bit wider with this one, so not as localized of that lake effect band here for Monday daylight hours, but we'll still get some of that lightly accumulating snow across parts of northeast Illinois, northern Indiana. Then there comes that band again. Until that front passes by, it's going to be more uniform, and then it's really localized here by Tuesday morning, and it could be in the same spots like South Bend again by Tuesday morning. So on Monday morning will be, milder, not as many teens across the area, so that's nice. And then on Monday afternoon, temperatures will be 30s, 40s, 50s, not as warm across parts of Kansas. Take a look at the accumulation, and it's mostly with those lake effect bands coming across right on the southeastern side of the lakes. Keeping you cold there in Cleveland. Burr doesn't include the wind either. It's just going to be blowing pretty brisk the next few days. And you have a cold weather pattern for you, to say the least, my friends. Chattanooga much drier, but also cool for this time of the year. To St. Louis, a little bit milder here before that next front takes you to 32.
Parts of the southeast picked up more snow in the past day than some of our snowiest cities in the entire country have seen all season long. Halted travel across much of the region, and a lot of people were able to just get out and enjoy it.
Yeah, exactly. We saw a lot of people having fun in the snow, but we also saw some issues on the roadways. Again, these areas, they're not used to this type of snow, so they don't always have the equipment available. So it made for a little tougher when you were actually trying to get from point A to point B.
Well, good morning to everyone out there. I'm meteorologist Jeremy Legoo, joining Marcus Walter this morning. Meteorologist Marcus Walter,
Exactly. Yeah, we're talking about the cold and the snow that's not only impacting the southeast, but also moving toward the northeast as we speak. But take a look at this video out of Alabama from yesterday. You see there, again, kids having a little fun out there in the snow being pulled. The snowy conditions across Alabama.
Hold on. Let's let this video loop one more time, because I'm pretty sure that dad just hit his kid with a snowball.
No.
We're going to watch this, but it looks like it's all in good fun. And this is a great way to get out and enjoy the snow. It looks like these kids are having an absolute blast. But coming up here, wait for it. Here we go. The kids go up the hill. Here comes the... all right,
it's a long video. Yeah. But either way, you see how much snow is on the ground. There was a lot of snow that fell across that region. We got more pictures out of Georgia, Marietta, Georgia. This one comes to us from Lockheed Martin. We see one of their large cargo planes covered in snow. And also, neighborhoods in Hattiesburg, Mississippi also had to deal with snow.
I mean, it was quite the snowy day. We talked to meteorologist Logan Poole and Brett Adair, who were down in the heart of it. They were saying it was pretty awesome, but when you're talking snowfall totals like this, it's a little bit mind-boggling. I mean, meteorologist David Neal called some of these snowfall totals, and I told him he was crazy.
Well, I guess he was right then, right? We saw some extreme snow, even in places like Georgia, Clayton, Georgia, picking up close to 6 inches of snow. Now, because of all of that winter weather yesterday and the fact that we still have some snow falling this morning, well, we have some winter weather alerts that are active, mainly through today for the southeast. So anywhere from Montgomery up through central sections of Virginia and even farther north and east, we are talking about those winter weather concerns.
We are watching them expire from west to east, but that snow is still stretching all the way down to the Gulf Coast. It's a pretty amazing setup, what we have going on, but you can see a big disconnect between that snow and the rain at this point in time.
And we also noticed that there's a lot of rain falling across Florida. So this morning, definitely give yourself extra time if you have to commute anywhere. We're likely dealing with a lot of ponding on the roadways because of all of that rain. But as we zoom in toward Alabama and Mississippi and Georgia, specifically Alabama and Georgia, we still have snow falling even near the Atlanta metro.
It should wind down by about 9 a.m. your time this morning for folks in Atlanta. And then we are looking at clear skies throughout the day, but temperatures still a little bit on the cooler side. And if you get snow on the ground, for you folks in the south, this is a fun fact, drops temperatures during the day by about 10 degrees.
Yeah, and it also keeps things very chilly at night. So we're still talking about some cool conditions overnight. Take a look at temperatures for Birmingham overnight, down to 21 degrees, and then Sunday into Monday, down to 30 degrees. So very chilly. Eventually, though, temperatures do moderate.
And it's very similar even into the Atlanta metro. We're still hanging on to that cooler air in the overnight. But as Marcus mentioned, we will see some moderation in the next few days.
Exactly. But speaking of moderation, let's talk about what they're still dealing with now.
Wow.
Because Rome, Georgia, you're still dealing with snow, and also Charleston, South Carolina. You definitely have wet weather around, rain, and even some fog out there. But let's talk about what else you are dealing with, because along the Carolinas into the mid-Atlantic and into the Northeast, we still have winter weather alerts, mainly through today, but some of these will continue into Sunday as well. And when we take a look at the Viper radar, we know the snow still falling across eastern Tennessee, western parts of the Carolinas, and a good amount of rain falling all along the Carolina coast. So anywhere from South Carolina to North Carolina, Columbia, Charleston, over toward Jacksonville, North Carolina, we are still dealing with wet weather. As we look at the forecast, the rain showers are still out there, mainly through today, but by 3 p.m., a lot of us should finally dry out before yet another cold front from a Clipper system starts to bring more snow to some of the higher elevation locations. Either way, we are talking about an additional potentially snow accumulating up to 4 to 8 inches, but across the Carolinas, slightly lighter amounts. And as we talk about the weather overall, we want to point you to Baltimore because things definitely improve as we head throughout the next couple of days. But in the Northeast, we are talking about yet more snow. We'll continue to talk about this throughout the day, but for now, I'll send it over to Jeremy.
You know, our other main story here on Weather Nation is actually the deadly wildfire outbreak in Southern California. Coming up, we're going to take you back out to California, give you an update on the wildfires, and talk about that forecast.
We're going to take some time and go through some of the best videos, some of them here across the southern United States from back on Friday. The snowstorm, the one you're going to be remembering for quite a while because we had a very more so rare and even record-breaking snow event take place. Hopefully you and your family are safe. Everybody traveled okay. Hopefully power is on and running. But boy, we had that heavy wet snowfall across parts of the south. I'm meteorologist Steve Glazier. Let's check out the wildlife. You know, one of our favorite things here at Weather Nation is to show you some cat video, some dog video. We've done buffalo. We've had bulls earlier on Friday. We showed that out of North Carolina. And this cat, years back, that's when you know that something is up, right? Corpus Christi, Texas, some areas getting 7 inches of snow on Friday. You really have to go back to 2004 with our last measurable snowfall in the Christmas of 2004. And look at the toll it was taking on some of the branches to that heavy wet snow on the leaved areas.
really brings it down. Watch for icy roads. I know, definitely drive slow. Check the conditions as you head out on Saturday morning across the south. This is an aerial view of that. And, if everybody's okay, everybody's happy, then I hope you really did enjoy it. It's a unique opportunity, and it doesn't happen that often, so definitely take it in. In fact, right now on weathernationtv.com, you can head there, and we have a top story about the best of the best photos and videos. So if you just want to get a little bit more, if you're a little bit more hungry for that, head on over to our website and check it out. Okay, now our attention turns to some cold weather. We are looking at a hard freeze for the next couple of mornings on Saturday and Sunday morning as the snow moves away. Usually after snowfall, we don't deal with it that often, but the next couple of mornings are even colder because you have that fresh snowfall on the ground. So once it clears out, boy, it's going to get chilly. Houston, 1.5 inches. Victoria, 2.5. Corpus Christi, 7. Incredible. As we look at the cold weather alerts, these are in effect for Saturday morning. Parts of Louisiana, parts of Texas, Gulf Coast states. Temperatures will be 25 Baton Rouge, 26 on Saturday morning, Little Rock, 32 Dallas, 37 in Corpus Christi. So we are talking about unseasonably cold air there. Now your day, though, is like this on Saturday morning. Clear. It clears out. Maybe a few lingering clouds, but generally we're talking about a sunny sky. High pressure continues to build in, which is going to keep us on the cool side, certainly, after that chilly start. Highs will be trying to get to 60 degrees. Let's take you state by state, show you here. 60 Houston, 46 Killeen, 60 Abilene. As you get into Oklahoma, temperatures will be Stillwater, Bartlesville, Muskogee, upper 40s. Definitely a cool day for any holiday shopping. As you get into northern Arkansas, low 40s. We'll manage some low 50s as we make our way down to the south and into Louisiana. These are temperatures that are about 5 to 10 degrees below average for you for the day ahead on Saturday. Sunday, by the way, is going to be very cool to start because we have the high around, light winds and clear sky, all allowing for that temperature to drop. And if you have any snow, by the way, still left around, definitely play in it on Saturday morning because the next couple of sunny days, that is going to be gone before we know it. Sunday low temperatures will be into the 20s again. Little Rock, 27, Baton Rouge, 29, so there may be some more frost and freeze alerts, but nonetheless, we're still feeling near the freezing mark. It'll be warmer on Sunday afternoon, though. A better chance that we get to 60 and maybe near 70 degrees, some of the warmest locations. On Monday for the upcoming work week, we're still clear as day. A few clouds start to come into western Texas by the afternoon, but we're returning to a drier stretch. Chilly still in the morning to head out for work and school. Low 30s to low 40s, not as many freezing temperatures, but 71 Dallas, Waco, and Austin for people that weren't that excited about the snow on Friday. Hang in there, your warmth does return. We're going to take a look at numerous extended outlooks for you just to get you planned for the weekend, and it is going to be a warmer Monday there for you in Monroe, Louisiana. We are looking at another front, though, to come through. Not like the one we just had by this upcoming week. It'll cool us off, but we're not, again, looking at that snow potential. Lubbock, Texas. Nice weekend. 66 Sunday and Monday. Lows still below freezing in the morning and at night. Little Rock, Arkansas, we're usually around 54, so it'll be chilly for you on Saturday. Your warm spot, bright spot, is Monday at 65 in New Orleans. Definitely across the board, it looks like Monday is our mildest day upcoming in several areas. And we'll leave you with a look here in Oklahoma City, where we'll see swaying temperatures, but not much snow in that forecast. Thanks for watching. Have a great weekend.